friends. This week I'm spilling the tea on small business life. Y'all already know because it's a ride. So after some early wins this year, I have been focused on designing some greeting cards and testing out the print quality, as you'll see. But not everything is smooth sailing because I did get rejected not once but twice. Once for a small business grant and again for custom work. So I'll talk more about that in the video. The L's are real, but so is the growth and literally the confidence in myself and my small business keep me pushing. Progress, y'all, progress. You are sat for Dani Tries a Ting.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Dani Tries a Ting. I am Dani, and so if you're new here, I am a small business owner who runs a shop called Soft Up Shop where we sell stationery, accessories, just like gifts that are steeped in Caribbean goodness, Caribbean culture. Where did I leave off? Okay, I have been away for a week because my kids have been sick. They have had pink eye, first one kid, then both, and they've been at home for the whole week. So I am finally back and I'm finding my groove again. I feel like I have been gone for a minute and I really have not been documenting things. I've just been having a hard time sort of getting back into the groove of 2025. I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but despite having my lists and lists and lists, I feel like things have been progressing a lot slower than maybe I would have anticipated. But I'm also trying to be really gentle with myself as well. So I've been listening to this podcast called Product Boss, which courtesy of Danielle from Zuri and Dre. Thank you, Danielle, for the podcast recommendation. What I really appreciate about it is that she's speaking with actual founders and product owners, and they are sort of problem solving throughout each episode to figure out different ways to, improve the business ultimately, whether it's marketing, whether it's figuring out sales funnels, etc., etc. So I actually really love the podcast. And one of the things that she repeats over and over again is that success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. So as I reflect upon this journey so far, at least for this current year, 2025, the thing that was really successful for me were the greeting cards. And so I have been working at creating a set of greeting cards for Mother's Day. As I'm saying this, I know I should be doing more than just Mother's Day, but I guess because it's the holiday that is coming up and I only have so much time, I've been trying to sort of focus my energy on different things. So I have a set of designs that I'm actually super proud of. I'm excited. I'm excited to launch these cards. I hope they do well. I am almost finished the designing of them, and then I'll talk to you through the design shortly. Okay, so just to talk through the designs that I have done. Basically, I did a series of Mother's Day cards that started with the chicken. So this was the first one that is kind of weird, kind of quirky, but I really love it. It actually started, to be quite honest, it actually started with this, which was basically chicken and vinegar. And in Black culture, Jamaican culture, you must wash your chicken before you cook it, okay? You clean the meat before you cook it. So you use vinegar or you use lemon to prepare your meat. And so this was sort of a play on that. I know the chicken's not raw, but it just gave for a character that had a little bit more personality. So it started with this, and then I was like, oh, this is a little sexual. They look like they got a little something going on. So then I was like, okay, instead of vinegar being a character, what if vinegar was like this? Because I was trying to make a Mother's Day card. Again, really quirky, very culturally specific, but then also very weird. So this was a chicken and a chicken nugget, and I don't know, when I put on TikTok, nobody could guess what it was supposed to be, what this guy was supposed to be. So I was like, okay, no, let's do a raw chicken, which is how I ended up with this one over here. So as I was making it, I was like, okay, this is definitely weird.
But I think it looks really, really cute, but it's a little weird. I know it's a little weird, but I think it ends up being really pretty to look at. Even though, what mom actually wants a card with chicken? Who knows? Who knows? I think the important thing was that ideating is a process. It takes time. There's ideas in your mind, and you sort of have to put them out there. Anyways, after all that, I settled on this. So it's a mom and her daughter, and they are in the kitchen, and they're cleaning the chicken together. So that is where I left off, and actually that was what spawned all the other designs as well. So again, these are all very culturally specific, and I love it. A little cross promotion here with my Black Girl Gallivanting shirts for people who know. Yeah, I think overall the cards end up looking really, really cute to design. It took me a minute, but I'm pleased with them. And then now I'm just going to, this is the only one. This is the only one that I'm not sure about. And I might move things around, but I'm going to try printing some first. So let's print.
The Wi-Fi keeps shutting off, and so it's not connecting properly, which is really annoying.
Okay, good morning everybody. These are the prints in the morning. This is what they look like. This is the one that I printed yesterday, and this is the paper that I usually use, which is a bit of an off-white. I feel like there's like little gentle like speckles in it as well. Oh, I didn't mean to. Y'all, let me just get my lotion. The dry as hands. I am tired of being embarrassed. Look at my desk. It is absolutely so messy right now. So messy. This was the card that I printed yesterday, and the paper is sort of like an off-white color, and I usually like it for my other cards. This is what I used for my Valentine's Day cards, and I liked the print. That said, on this the color seems a little bit washed out. Let me just show you for reference the photo on the iPad. We know that this is RGB, so the quality and the brightness that you're going to see on a screen, it's never going to entirely compare to the printed version. That I understand, but that said, there are still many papers and printer qualities to sort of test out to see if you can get the image as close to what you want as possible. And so, for example, with here, I could see that I do lose some of the purples that are in the detail. Oops. I lose some of the purple that's in the detail, so that is not super exciting. So this was the test that I did yesterday. And then this morning I printed on another sheet. This time I made it a little bit bigger. Again, I've been into these rounded corners. An extra step, but I just think it just ends up making them cute. Again, not as vibrant as this, obviously, but I think it came out better than the one on the left. So I definitely think the white paper is actually cleaner. I still really love these drawings. I just might want to remove this little black line. This little black line where she looks like she's like upset, and she is probably upset. She's like,
why am I cleaning chicken when I should be playing with my toys? I have a whole Lego set to build. Why am I doing this?
That's what she's probably thinking. That said, I think she needs maybe a more neutral looking mouth. So I'm just gonna change that right there. And you know what? Also, just to test it out, I think I'm also going to test it out on print on demand. Again, since I already have print on demand capabilities, I am just going to see how Printful is what I normally use. So I'm going to see how Printful prints it out just to test it out and see what the difference ends up looking like. I think I'm going to go with this if I end up printing them out myself, but let me change that. All right, bye friends with my not as ashy hands. Okay, now for reference. The greeting cards are $3.75, actually for one, regardless of either of these two sides, which is actually quite pricey, because if I sell these cards for, say, $7, $8, then this will definitely eat up into most of it. Whereas if I print it myself, the cost per card, including the envelope, including the clear cellophane sheet that you sort of put it in, you know, will end up being a lot cheaper, even with all things considered. It'll still be cheaper than $3.75. So that's crazy. Obviously, there's a bulk price calculator. So like if I bought, I don't know, 200 of them, it would be way cheaper. That said, $1.88 if I bought 200 of them. But again, that said, I don't even know what the quality is. I'm quite sure with Printful you can do samples as well, and you get a discount if you order a sample. So that is what I will actually do here. You can test your designs and you get 20% off. So I'm gonna actually test my design on one of the cards and see what it ends up looking like. But still, $3.75, crazy. I just want to look at the quality. Curious.
Okay, so I have erased her mouth, and I will, it's hard to do this with one hand while I am recording. Something like that, while she's like smiling. Let's make the bottom lip a little bit thicker, and let's erase this line right here. There we go, something like that. And then let's also add a little smirky smirk. There you go. Something like that is better than the downward mouth that she had, right? A little happier? Little. She's still skeptical, but I like spending time with mommy. That's what she's thinking.
I don't know if you guys remember, I had been working on a program. It was through the inner city capital, ICC, sometimes ICIC. I had been working and completing the coursework, and again, the program was actually really beneficial to me, even though it was a lot of work. I did my application. I was hoping for the best, even though there was a part of me that kept thinking, I'm too small for this, I'm too small. Anyways, your girl did not get the grant. They told me I wasn't gonna get to the next stage, which was the stage of actually presenting and pitching. So I was really disappointed, but also at peace with the decision. Okay, so I got the email. I did feel a little bit sad that I wasn't going to be able to do the presentation, even though the presentation really intimidated me. I went back to the founder and, expressed my gratitude for having taken part in the program to begin with, but also asking for feedback on the submission. And that is something that I do all the time, whether it's a job that I don't get, whether it's a grant that I don't get, like anything that entails some sort of rejection, even though it hurts in the moment. I have been forcing myself to get feedback so that I can be better. I want to be better. I want to know what I can improve for next time. And ultimately, when she responded to me, she was just like, you know what, we just think that you're still, your company is still small at the time. And I don't know, she's not wrong. My company is actually really small. And again, remembering that initially when they canvassed me to apply for this, one of the criteria was that your business earns at minimum 50K a year. I'm not making that. So even when they canvassed me, I was sort of like, what? Why? Okay, cool. But I thought that maybe it was a sign they were really trying to get me, etc., etc. So you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. I'm still really grateful. I will reapply. Your girl will reapply next time. It is what it is. It's fine. Another rejection that happened to me was there was an opportunity to work with another small sort of startup company to do some designs, actually design some comic strips. And okay, this was hard because when I had to dictate a cost, my fee, there was a lot of trepidation. There was so much trepidation because there was a number that I actually wanted, but I also didn't want to feel unreasonable. And I ended up going with the number that I actually wanted to do. The reason being, this was going to take, it was going to be a substantial time requirement that was going to pull me away from Soft Shop. So I felt like it needed to be worth my time. I was also really excited about the opportunity and to sort of like, I don't know, create new characters. I was really excited by it. And then ultimately, I shot off my email with the amount that I felt like I deserved. I was scared. When I tell you I was scared, I was like, let me do it. And I think there's something there about I often hear about negotiation and how specifically women don't negotiate for what they're worth. And so I felt like at least by putting the number out there, potentially there would be the opportunity to negotiate, etc., whatever. In the end, I didn't get the opportunity. They ended up, I circled back and they ended up letting me know that they went with someone who was more cost effective. Again, as they are also a small business, sort of trying to figure it out as well. And I respect that. And I didn't feel bad at all. Like I actually was really, really proud of myself for demanding the amount that I felt like I deserved and for not scrimping on my value, recognizing my value and not sacrificing that. And I think that was so important for me. So even though the opportunity didn't align, it's cool. It wasn't for me in that moment, which is fine. And also, I have so many things that I'm doing with Soft Shop. I know that many of the ideas and plans that I had for this year would have just sort of gone to the side as a result of working on that project if I had decided to go for it. So it is what it is. A lot of rejection, but I feel surprisingly really good about the rejection. So I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I'm good. So are we growing? Am I growing? Because it ties into, you know, carving out this dream life that I want. I can sense that things are falling to the sides. Y'all remember, maybe not, last year I was doing the swimming lessons. And then this year I had the opportunity to sign up for the swimming lessons. And I opted not to for this season. And in part, because I know I'm going to be running a 10K. I signed up for my first 10K, I think mid-May. So I figured, you know what, I have to train for that anyway. So that will be my physical exercise and that will be my time away from the business. But I'm really, really, really trying to work on the part of me that has the bad health habits. And I'm really, really, really trying to encourage myself to recognize how that ties into my mindset and my well-being as a small business owner. I'm working on it. When I tell you I'm trying, I am trying, but I have definitely fallen back into the trap of sleeping late. Especially when you have, when you have this idea and you just need to get it out, it feels all encompassing. It feels like it's so consuming. It's so consuming. And I wish it weren't the case, but it is. And I don't know how many of you guys feel like that, but when I tell you I want to win, when I see that video of Doechii back in the day and like just she has this like fire. It feels like a fire. Like I saw that video and I immediately favorited it because that is how I feel. I feel like something is just tugging at me and it just is so persistent. So I'm gonna do this. 2 kids and all, nothing's gonna stop me. I've also been like painting around the house, trying to find different ways to beautify the house. Something about the space and creating a space that then breeds more creativity has been feeling really, really important to me these past few days. So I painted the little lobby. What else did I put? I put up a shelf. Oh girl, yo, DIY Dani, thank you very much, has been in the building, live and direct. Anyways, y'all, I have to go pick up these kids in literally 20 minutes, so I'm gonna try to use those 20 minutes wisely and get back to it. I'm sending y'all all my good energy.
I'm ending this video by sending a special shout out to Christine from Création Chatine. She sent myself and my kids this beautiful package of these beautiful little notebooks that my kids are going to use, and they've already started using. She sent us some stickers as well. Honestly, from one small business owner to another, it was so appreciated. Anyways, guys, that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Again, that's what keeps us going. We appreciate you so much. Love, 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 love. Bye.